1, go.
What's going on, Nerfers? Nerf Nation, I'm Warhawk.
And I'm Walter.
And welcome to episode 8 of
Nerf
Talk. I just want to say thank you very much for the new subscribers. I do appreciate the support. We're having fun doing these videos.
Yeah.
The hockey video was pretty fun.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Episode 7, I did it on the Nerf rival blaster, the Charger. And at the end of that episode, I said I wanted to talk about a 2.0. Now, what is a 2.0? Well, Nerf came out with a new series, and what they're doing is they're taking some of the older Elite blasters and kind of giving them a new look and a kind of an upgrade, I guess you could say. And the 2.0 I want to talk to you about in this episode is the Nerf 2.0, the Commander. Now you're looking at this going, yeah, that does look familiar, and that's because it's the upgrade to
The Disruptor.
Right. So, like the Disruptor, it is a single prime, single shot blaster, and it does come with slam fire.
Yeah.
And slam fire is, just to remind people,
When you pull the
prime. Yeah.
and you hold the trigger down, the second the prime goes all the way back, it shoots. So the faster you pull the prime, the faster it shoots.
Right. So they're the same in that aspect, and as well, the Commander holds 6 darts in its barrel, just like the Disruptor. But as you can see, the Commander has a totally different new look with the color. Disruptor is the dark blue and the Nerf orange, whereas the Commander is kind of like a metallic blue with the Nerf orange. So what do you think of the color? Are you digging it?
It's alright.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it works. I don't have a problem with it. Some Nerfers do, but to me, I think it looks okay. And you'll notice too that on the 2.0 Commander, there's a lot more detail in the gun, or on the blaster, sorry. And, you know, it just kind of gave it a new look, right? So, also the difference is they gave you the option of adding a barrel on this if you wanted to. So it does have the option of putting a barrel extension and a stock extension, whereas the Disruptor does not have that. And there is tack rails all over this thing. I mean, there's a tack rail here, there's a tack rail down here, and a tack rail down here. So 3 tack rails on a pistol style blaster.
When this one only has 1.
Right, so I mean, on that aspect, I mean, that's cool. They gave you all kinds of options on this blaster. But on the Commander, you'll notice that the priming handle itself is a lot smaller than it is on the Disruptor. There's not a lot of room here to, you know, put your hand and pull this back. And you've used both of these, and tell us about the primes.
This one is harder than the Disruptor.
Right, so there's a little bit more tension on this prime, where this one's a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
And you would think with a harder, more tension on the prime, the dart would shoot faster.
Well, no.
Not in this case. The Commander shoots at 76 feet per second, where the Disruptor
Shoots 74 feet per second.
So there's not a lot of difference in speed on the dart, but you can definitely feel the difference in the prime. This, like Lalta said, it is a little bit harder to pull. Not only that too, but the trigger on the Commander is also a little bit more grittier.
Yeah.
It's not as smooth as it is on the Disruptor, so you can definitely tell the difference when you're using the two. And also on the Commander, they added this guard around the handle here. Unfortunately, that makes the grip on this a little uncomfortable. The reason being is when you get your hand in there, as you can see, there's not really a lot of room for your fingers, you know, in there. And if you if you wanted to, you know, kind of hold it with 2 hands, there's just no room there. You'll notice up to up here by the trigger, that, you know, there's not a lot of room in there for your fingers. So maybe that's because, you know, my hands are bigger than a child's. But just me putting my hand in there, it's just very uncomfortable. Also too, what they put on the Commander here, if you can see, can I see that real quick?
Yeah.
On the Disruptor, the back of the grip here is really it's smooth, smooth around the back. So, you know, your hand fits in there very comfortably, where on the Commander, they got this kind of V shape going on here, and when that's sitting in your hand, and you're priming and that's pulling back all the time, that's digging in there, and that's not very comfortable at all. And after about 100 shots, that kind of starts to hurt after a bit. So the grip on this isn't the best, but I guess they just kind of want to add a little bit of style points, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? And the other thing too, you'll notice on the Commander, it's kind of got this guard around the barrel. Well, it loads the same as the Disruptor, right? It's a front barrel loading pistol. So to load it, you got to turn it. Well, there's really, you know, not a lot of room there to get your finger and turn this to load it, where on the Disruptor,
You have basically anywhere you want.
exactly. So another difference is too, there's only one sling mount on this. So on the Disruptor, there's one on the bottom of the grip,
Yeah.
and then there's one right where his hand is here. So to sling this, if you wanted to sling a pistol style blaster, would be a lot more comfortable than to sling, you know, a one whole sling right there, because it'd sit like that, right? If you wanted it to kind of sit like that, you'd have to put a stock extension with a sling mount on it. So, I mean, I do appreciate what they're trying to do with this blaster. They're giving you a lot of options, but
Yeah.
performance-wise too, we did 100 shots at a target, and it only hit about 8% of the time.
And
That is not good at all. Compared to the Disruptor hit about 50% of the time out of 100 shots. So I think that's because the darts don't sit as far in the barrel as it does in the Disruptor. So that obviously would affect accuracy, right? So like I was saying, you know, I do appreciate what Nerf's trying to do. They're trying to give you a lot more options and trying to, you know, spice up the older blasters. But in this case, I really don't think they should have messed with, you know, a classic, because the Disruptor is just a great elite blaster as it is. I mean, what would you give this out of 10?
the Commander?
Yeah.
Probably a 3.
A 3, and the Disruptor obviously
A 10.
a 10. So, I mean, it is cool what they're trying to do, but I think they should have just left it alone. Oh, one other thing about this blaster too. If it breaks, you can't take it apart.
Yes.
They're glued shut. It's got a few screws on this side here, but other than that, the whole rest of the blaster is completely glued shut.
So if it breaks,
Unfortunately, you're just gonna have to go out and buy another one. So, anyways, so what would you choose if you had to choose between the two? What one would you choose? Go ahead and leave a comment below. And you know what? We're both primed, aren't we?
Yeah.
Ready? Aim, fire!
oh wait.
Uh-oh. I'm out. He's got a big smile while the darts are flying by his mom's head. Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah, so anyway, Commander, Disruptor, yeah. Nerf Elite, Nerf Elite 2.0 Commander. There you go. Thanks everybody for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like on this video, and don't forget to turn on notifications so when we make a new video, you'll be able to watch it as soon as it comes out.
I love this kid, man. Awesome.
Thanks for watching and have a good day.
Hold on, whoa. Next episode, we're going to go back to another Elite Blaster, and trust me, you'll get hyper over this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.